Hey guys, what is up? I am Cass.
And I'm Matt, and today we're going to show you through our tiny home on wheels. We're going to take a different approach to this versus other tours, and we're going to call this a lived-in tour. So we're actually going to walk you through how we function within our bus.
But before we show you our home, let's take a look back at how we got here. Guys, we are signing the papers now. So come live a day in our tiny home with us.
Welcome to my corner office. So I currently work full-time on the road. When we were doing our bus build, we had that in mind when we chose to prioritize a true workstation within the bus. This made living in such a tiny space a lot more easier to work with when you're working full-time. So what we're looking at here is the repurposed countertop off of our workbench, which you'll see later in our kitchen. We took this off, sanded it down, and made it a little more rustic looking to fit the rest of the vibe of our bus. What I'm sitting on is one of the original bus seats from when the shuttle bus was a downtown city bus. So we tried to repurpose as much as we could for this area and really just make a comfortable workstation for me to work in and for Cass to work in whenever I wasn't. Now this mobile workstation is all powered by solar. We have a pretty beefy electrical system in our build, and that's because we were keeping in mind that we'd have a higher average electrical usage. On the roof, we have about 525 watts of mono solar panels. Behind that, we have the ability to hook into shore power. We have a 30 amp shore power hookup. We have a 2000 watt Runaway inverter for converting our DC power into AC. We have 600 amp hours of AGM batteries, and our solar charger is a 40 amp MPPT solar charger. So within the build, we have two AC lines going down at 20 amps each, and we also have DC outlets throughout the bus. The reason for this is that you are bringing in your power or your electricity and storing it in DC, so every time you convert, that power is going into AC. Now, if you want to learn more about this, check out our electrical video series. All in all, the combo between our electrical system and having a designated workspace has been great for supporting my job while living on the road. And hey, you can't beat the view. Now I'm getting hungry, let's go make some lunch. So I think I'm gonna make a veggie stir fry for lunch today. I'll do it with some quinoa, some bok choy, and maybe we'll throw a carrot in there. Hey babe, could you grab me a carrot?
Sure. Now this is our refrigerator. It's actually just a basic RV refrigerator that I sanded down completely and spray painted orange to give it a nice pop of color. While it looks a bit small, it's actually pretty spacious inside, and it works great for us. Here is our Berkey. Now this filters all of our drinking water, so no matter where we're pulling water from, we know that we're getting quality, good drinking water. Coming over here is our pantry. So this actually goes super far back, and we store all of our dried goods and our chips and anything else we can think of to put up here. And then coming down here, it seems a little odd in a kitchen, but we actually have some clothing storage. So we keep all of our jeans and our shorts and then some of my dresses right here in the kitchen.
So one of the most unique parts of our build is that we opted to use a workbench, like a tool workbench, instead of regular kitchen cabinets. The beautiful part of this is they're very long, very deep, sturdy drawers. You can see down here, all of our pots and pans are held in here. And the best part of these drawers, right here, lots of storage. And whenever we hit the road to drive, we just flip a key, everything locks in, so they're not gonna start sliding open. So something we installed in our build was a gas solenoid. So I'll come over here to turn it on. And what that ends up doing is it allows the gas from our propane tanks on the back to flow into our gas lines. When we turn that solenoid off, it disconnects the propane tanks from our gas lines so that all that could ever leak is what's just sitting there in the lines. This is just an extra sense of security for us with our gas lines. Right here, this is our 1960s vintage camper stove. It was actually pulled out of an old Airstream. We love the pop of color that it gives to the bus, and it's a 3-burner stove, works fantastic for us. It's actually fun to cook on such a neat little vintage item.
Now for our sink, we used a galvanized stock tank from Walmart. Now to turn this into a sink, we used a hole saw to cut a hole through the bottom and put a drain in. We cook a lot in the bus, so we needed a place to put all of our dishes. Now welcome to our living room. We decided to do a pull-out couch system. We used about a 5-inch foam mattress and retrofitted it to fit our couch. So we have two different sets of curtains. One is our sheer curtains that are great for privacy and you can't see through the other side. And the second is actually our insulated curtains. So you just roll these bad boys down and it helps keep it hot or cold depending on what climate you're in. On both sides of the bus, we have open shelving. In this open shelving, we have baskets, and each basket has different things. So one might have electronics and one might have vitamins. Basically, it's just to keep us super organized in this tiny space. And the best part of our living room is it also doubles as our guest bed. And just like that, our couch pulls out into a full-size bed. This is great for when we have guests over, but also when we have friends over and we're just trying to play some board games, we pull this out to have a lot of room. Now that you've checked out our guest bedroom, let's go check out the master. Welcome to our bedroom. In our bedroom, we have a full-size bed. Is it too small? Yes. Do we wish it was a queen? Yes. Some nights it gets a little tight because our dog and our cat are total bedbugs. Coming over to the first thing in our bedroom is our water heater. This heats the water for our sink and our outdoor shower. And right over here is 2 storage containers for some of our clothing. And now I'm gonna take a nap. Now the most common question we get when meeting people on the road is, where do you poop? And Matt just finished his second cup of coffee, so I have one guess where he is.
What? Get out of here! Oh, get out of here!
So maybe showing you the lived-in version of our bathroom like that is not the way to show you. But we have an airhead composting toilet. We actually decided to put it at the foot of our bed because this space would have been wasted anyways. So we thought, why not use this space a little bit better? So we have our airhead composting toilet here. And then we also decided to put in an outdoor shower. So when it's nice and warm out on beautiful days, we can hook up our outdoor shower and take a nice shower out in the sun. Lastly, in this space of our bus, we have our garage. So if you come and look in here, we have our water tank, we have our inflatable kayak, we have Matt's fishing gear, and whatever else we can shove in there to make good use of the space.
So moving into the outside of our bus, we bring you to our front rack. Now this is a new addition to our bus and it just gives us a little additional storage. The way we mounted this is the bus actually was an old city bus and it had a bike rack on the front. We worked with our welder to retrofit the way that was mounted into the bus to build out this platform to then install the toolbox on. Now if we take a look inside this toolbox, it's just a lot of good storage for things that we want to store outside. We have our grill, we have our emergency generator for any time our electrical acts up, and we keep a torque wrench, some extra engine oil, and things like that. So here at the back of the bus, we have the only other thing that we contracted on our build, and that's the back deck. Now this serves multi-purpose. One is that we actually had this mounted directly into the frame of the bus so that we have the ability to flat tow our Jeep behind us. Basically anytime we're driving more than an hour, we hook up the Jeep and we flat tow it. Check out the video on how we do this. The other thing that we have is this tool bench or this toolbox. We actually just use this toolbox for camp chairs, extra firewood, some leveling blocks, and a few other miscellaneous things. The last thing that we have up on this deck is our 2 propane tanks that we use for cooking gas and for our water heater. So a little bit about the bus. It's a 2008 Ford E450 6.0 diesel. Now, there's a lot of bad reputation about the 6.0, but it's been treating us very well. It was 24 feet before we added any attachments, and I believe we're just over 26 foot now. And yeah, we love all of it. Now moving into our favorite part of the outside of the bus, we just pulled into this beautiful site in Alabama Hills, and what we're gonna do is go enjoy some beers up on our rooftop deck.
Thanks for living a day in our tiny home with us. If you have any questions on our build, comment below. We'd love to share information to others. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to see more content on tiny living and living a nomadic lifestyle. Cheers, friends.